Make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. It's free. It is just down below.
Read that index card for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were. Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Now explain what that means.
I don't know.
She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat gooch.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore. Bro, I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
She wore a. Oh, baby. She wore a silhouette of clothes that were. Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know why I did this.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat gauche.
All right, now what does that mean?
I have no idea. Like his clothes is nice or something like that.
She were a. I don't know what this should say. I don't know what this should say. I don't know what this should say. I can't read it. Can't read it. Can't read it. Can't sit back.
Yeah, so this took place at a charter school in Pennsylvania. And I know there's a little bit of controversy talking about, oh, the school were going to expel the student who's recording the video, which is not true. And I actually did a little bit more research on this. And Pennsylvania, in terms of their state assessments and literacy in English specifically, falls under the national average. The national average is 50%. In Pennsylvania, the average across all their schools in that state for state assessments is 46.5%. And this video is direct proof of that stat. So that stat isn't a lie. And let's just go over this video a little bit. My main problem is I wish he would have asked the kids to freestyle, because I bet if he would have asked them to freestyle, they could spit a hot 16 with no problem. But they struggle to read, and then if they can't actually pronounce the words on the card, their reading comprehension skills are lacking. And this is why I don't argue with none of y'all in the comments or anybody in Instagram, Facebook comments. I don't argue with people because I recognize that most people probably have the reading ability of a 6th grader and the reading comprehension of a 4th or 3rd grader, but most of y'all is probably in kindergarten, because remember, my classes was real far away. They was real secluded. They were very small classes because I was a part of the select few, the gifted, the special, not the special kids whose classroom was next to the bathroom. We was special. We was gifted. Our homework would take hours on hours, and it didn't consist of coloring or none of that foolishness. I was in AP advanced classes. You was doing one topic today. The next day you was on a completely different topic. Homework was optional because it was then your responsibility to do homework. My classes mimicked those of college classes, and I give that to my parents for getting me into a school that really prepped us for the next level in terms of education. But it looks like this charter school is not doing the same, because they took no accountability for these students not being able to read. She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary but somewhat gauche. Little tacky, right? They could not read this index card, and many of the kids struggled. There was one kid who got through it, but then they asked him to explain what does it mean, and he didn't. So this is what our future looks like. A lot of these kids are in the same boat. They can't read. They're going to school from 9 to 2, 9 to 3, and just playing around. And the teachers are also explaining this and coming out and exposing the school system and how these schools work and how the students are. And the conclusion that everyone comes to is the parents. It's the parents. Teachers teach, but where I learned most was at home. My parents was on me. I used to have to do my homework on one piece of paper, on a scrap piece of paper, and then redo it on my actual homework. So my actual homework didn't have eraser marks. My handwriting needed to be, my penmanship needed to be on point. I also know how to write in cursive, but obviously those skills and what my parents valued and what my peers and the people around me and previous generations valued and what they saw in the value of education is no longer value today. I know I said valued a lot, but education is such a critical part of growth, learning, and being a member of society. And I am very scared for these kids to grow up and now be the future parents, be the future professionals that we need to operate our societies. But it's not just the kids who can't read. The adults can't read either.
Read the index card.
The dogs, unwatering loyalty. I don't know that word. Not even lie. A lot of big words. Unemotional. Emotional dependency. Sorry. What's funny?
Nothing. You're doing good.
Okay, I guess everybody have a good reading level. I damn sure not.
All right. Read the index card.
The animals, yeah, bring closer. I can't read. President, affection, reflected and deeply engraved development, viral resilience.
Read the index card.
Her image, oh my God, meticulously constructed the sustained out Westbridge. I'd wed, am I thinking too hard? I'd Westbridge admiration. Her image meticulously constructed to obtain at Westbridge admiration.
Read the index card.
The deity had a promotion, primo notion of the impending,
catastrophic event.
How the deity got a promotion? Where the deity working at? Where he working at? He working at the Save-A-Lot Stop and Shop. Where the deity working at? He working at Home Depot and just got a promotion to do construction. Man, this is ridiculous. They are skipping over words. And this video is the best one because even the white baby couldn't read. The white man couldn't even read and understand the word either. Look at him struggling. I hope these people is just drunk. I hope they just drunk. But I'm not going to give them that type of excuse because these cards, yeah, some of the words are not that common. But I think using context clues, which we learned very young, how to read a sentence, and even when there is a word that we do not understand, how to use the other words in the sentence that we do understand to get a general understanding of what is being communicated. But these people can't even get the first couple of words right. Shorty said the unwatering. Where did she see a T at? These people are saying promotion. That means they can't read and they can't spell. How? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. These people, all they can do is talk, rap, and twerk. I guarantee you, these people can talk your ear off. They be in them comments. Man, I wonder where people will be without autocorrect. You know how you type something? These people probably typing so poorly, spelling so poorly, the autocorrect don't even know what they saying. That's why they have to use LOL, WID. They got to use all these little what them called? They got to use all these little phrases to try and communicate what they can't spell out fully. Come on now, we got to do better, man. Stop with all the chat GPT. Stop with all the autocorrect. Go back to the library. Go and read you a book. Stop reading all these little blurbs on Instagram, all these little things that is not actually helping you develop that part of your mind that you need to survive, which is reading comprehension, and knowing how to spell. Because this is ridiculous. Not only are the babies not able to do it that's in school all day, but the adults that's raising these babies. And now we got a lot of babies raising babies. And a lot of these so-called parents are just babysitters. They're not raising children. They're just making sure the children don't die. There's a big difference. Our society is cooked. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Can you read these cards? Maybe I should go outside in the street and ask people, hey, can you read this card? What it say? What does word say? Do it say promotion or premonition? Which one do it say? Does this say catalytic convert or cataclysmic? See, almost got me tripping up. I'm out of here, guys. Peace out.